Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Tom Anokian, as Ken said, and this is my wife, Alison. Now, we've been coming to CPC for a little over 20 years. We arrived just after Ken was installed and just before Dorothy was brought here as the associate pastor. So that's when we got here. And like most of you, our journey to get here started a long time ago. We were looking for a church, and I actually came to a service by myself on a Sunday morning, and I heard Ken give a sermon. And Ken, I'll be honest, I don't remember all of the sermon, most of the sermon, but I stayed awake, and for some reason, in the middle of your sermon, you were talking about Mozart. And I'm sure you can't remember this either, because it was well over 20 years ago. And the fact that you talked about Mozart, because if you don't know, I was a musician before I retired from that life, but it really kind of spoke to me. So I came home and I told Alison, I said, I told her about the sermon. He was talking about Mozart. I stayed awake. I was very interested in it. So anyway, as my wife just said, I'll stay to the script, but what brought us to CPC is less important than what keeps us here. And one of the things that we really enjoy about coming here within the sermon, especially on communion, is when we talk about when Ken comes and invites everybody to the table and he says, come in your faith and come in your doubt.
When Rob told us that the feeding of the 5,000 was the pledge theme for this season, I had to laugh. This is a miracle that Tom and I have discussed, argued about many times. It also marks a turning point in my journey of, let's be honest, mostly doubt. I remember being in a small church in Saranac Lake, New York, decades ago, when a pastor suggested that the real miracle of this story was not that Jesus created so much, as I like to say, magicked up food from 5 loaves and fishes, but that the people changed. They gave when they probably felt they didn't have enough to share. This morning, I wondered what I would have done. If I were in the middle of the crowd or at the back, I think I know. But if I were the first person the disciples came to with the basket, it's much harder to say. As we approach the pledge season, please consider what you have to give. Thank you.